Hi everyone. How are you guys doing? I see a few familiar usernames in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. So I'm going to start with a community pool using my spellcasting oracle deck, and I feel like I will just go ahead and do one from this Doors oracle deck. I haven't used this in quite a while, so I think I'll do both. And then we will go ahead and get started with the readings using my Untamed Mystery deck that I just got. So, just a reminder, everyone, to join the queue. Make sure you put Q and your question, and I will add you to the list. For those of you on Twitch, I don't have a Q bot, so I am sorry. But for our community read, we're going to just reflect on the week behind. And I really like these doors cards because I have like a mild fascination with doors. But I hope you guys had a good week. You'll have to let me know how your week went and if you are excited about anything coming up this weekend. Oh, and happy May. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy May the 4th be with you. Happy Return of the 5th, I think it is. I'm not a Star Wars person, so so I will not be typing out any readings. I am sorry. I don't have mods or anything like that to help me out. So I am sorry about that. Oh, and happy Mother's Day. Thank you. All right, I'm going to shuffle these doors cards here. And just as I shuffle, think about the week behind, think about all of the things that you want to reflect on. And let's see what we have. We have Palmistry. So this says Fortune and Tarot Collective Destiny, which is so funny because this is the collective card. So it says the palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. So this is a good sign to follow your intuition. So if there's if there's anything from this past week that you feel like maybe you relied really well on your intuition got you through something, then it's probably something you should reflect on. Or maybe you should have used your intuition a little more. All right. Let's see. I'm going to pull I'll pull a few cards from my Spellcaster's Oracle. Again, focus on the week behind. Focus on the things that we need to reflect on as I pull the cards. Oh, we have new beginnings. So, if you have been focusing on your intuition and your intuition has been telling you about starting something new, or you have something new that is coming towards you soon, maybe that's what you should be focusing on manifesting those new beginnings. Let's see what else we have. Oh, and your spirit guides. So this might be something your spirit guides are telling you. Sorry, my lights are a little bright today, but your spirit guides, your intuition, everything might be pointing to new beginnings. Maybe you will you'll have some new spirit guides that reach out to you. So that's exciting too if you work with guides, or if that's part of your practice or spirituality. Let's pull one more and see what we have for the collective. Oh, of course. And then finishing off with confidence. I really like that. I think that's a great finisher. So, over this past week, where are the moments that you felt that you really let your confidence shine? Your confidence really helped you through something, or perhaps maybe the moments where you could have been a little more confident, maybe more confident to step into these new beginnings, more confident to trust your intuition. How does that reflect on your week behind? So, these are some great things to reflect on. I love this deck. It's always so just, I love it. And let's get started with some readings. So let me go through, read who I have in the queue, and then we will get started. So I have Lan, I have Erikaze. Hopefully I said that right. C, Estrella, Renard, and Pies. I'm sorry if I'm saying these wrong. I'm so bad with like pronunciations. All right. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to warm up this deck. Let me highlight the first question here. And just a reminder, if you want a more in-depth reading, I do one card readings from the chat, and I do multi-card readings from any tips or my Facebook family. Woo. And just a caveat, this deck is new, so I'm still getting used to shuffling it. It's very slidey. So if you hear me mumbling over here about a slippery deck, that's what's going on. All right, Lan. You want to know how Ahmad is thinking of you right now. Let's see. What's Ahmad thinking? How does he feel? All right. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we have the Page of Pentacles. I think Ahmad is he's learning new things about you, and maybe it could be something from other people. It could just be maybe maybe he's just looking into you, even not like in a creepy way though, but more so like in a discovery kind of way, discovering who you are and what you're about, maybe things that you like and dislike, but more in terms of like um being able to find stability. So I see this more as discovering like the things that really make up who you are because of all of that earth energy. And but also with the page, there's this air of manifesting. So maybe he's trying to manifest you. If you guys have been a little like stagnant, not stagnant, but more so maybe you haven't quite bridged that connection yet, like there's still just a little bit of distance between you guys. So maybe that's what this page here is about, is minimizing that gap and coming together. But yeah, I like the page because there's also this with pages, there's a little bit of enthusiasm that's happening. It's someone who is like young and doughy-eyed and really enthusiastic about a situation. So I feel like Ahmad is really starting to learn who you are, and he's really happy about it. It's probably maybe a little exciting to him. And but what I will say with this earth energy here is that if you're hoping for some action from his part, that might not happen because we have this earth energy on top of extra earth energy. Because pages like to sit with the stuff that they're learning. They like to analyze it and figure things out and kind of just, let it soak in a little bit. So if you're looking for some action, you may not get that with this, but I will say in terms of just how he's feeling, it looks all good there. All right, up next we have Erikaze. How does Paul feel about you? Let's see. How does Paul feel? Ace of Swords. So this is similar in the sense of the previous reading, but more so mental. So he's starting to think about you. I don't think he quite has it down yet. He's still going through that that discovery phase of determining, who you are and figuring things out. Did you guys just meet, or maybe you reconnected after a long period of time? What I like about this Ace of Swords is that it's like finding clarity. So I feel like this is a little neutral in the sense of I don't know whether it's good or bad clarity because it's hard with one card sometimes. But if you guys had sort of like maybe a murky past, or if you guys didn't know each other previously, a lot of stuff is finally starting to make sense. And I guess we'll see going forward what that is. I'm leaning towards good because generally Ace of Swords, it kind of reminds me of like pulling the sword from the stone. There's this air of victory there. So I feel like, going forward, perhaps this person might start to develop stronger feelings. But right now he's in the I'm figuring things out stage, but I like what I'm seeing. All right. You're welcome, Lan. I hope that helped. All right. So next up is C. Rhine. Then it will be Estrella, Renaud, and then Pies. You're welcome, Erikaze. So what's Abdo? What's Abdo thinking of me now? Hopefully I said that right. Feel free to correct my pronunciation at any time, guys. So what is he thinking about C right now? Let's see. Oh, we have the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of Earth energy, which is kind of cool because we are in Taurus season, which is my birth month. So I'm loving all of this Earth energy. If I'm curious if you guys work together. If not, this is a very curious card because this is about growing. It's like investing in something and feeling like you are being rewarded for your investment, for your time, for your energy. So I don't know if maybe he's been putting in a lot of time with you and like he's or maybe vice versa. Maybe you've been putting in a lot of time with him and he's starting to finally like what is it? What's that analogy? I'm kind of like you've been planting the seeds a little bit and you're starting to see some growth. So I don't think there's anything inherently romantic about this. I don't know if that's what you're looking for or not, but I think though that this person sees you as someone who is respectable and they're starting to have a growing respect for you. I think respect is a really good neutral word for what I see here. But I really like the Seven of Pentacles because even though it's that stagnant earth energy, that very rooted earth energy, you still have a little bit of movement that's happening. You still have that growth, that change that's starting to happen. So I think this person thinks fondly of you, but not necessarily romantic. I think they just really respect who you are, maybe, or like maybe if you're a colleague, they respect your work, something like that, if that makes sense. Hey Jay, how are you doing? JPR, I got you both added to the queue. Thank you for joining. Let's keep on keeping on. All right. So you want to know, Estrella, does Sergi like Judith? Okay, I think I know what's going on. So you're basically wondering if Sergi likes Judith and how he sees this person, how he sees Judith. I'm doing pretty good. Happy it is Friday. I feel like for most of April, I couldn't live stream with you guys. So I'm happy to be back with you guys. Finally done traveling for at least this week. Let's see. How does this Sergi like Judith? And how does he feel? How does Sergi feel about Judith? I will try to put some keywords, but I unfortunately don't have like mods or anything to help type stuff out. But if some lovely chat goers want to give like the synopsis of what I say, that would be so helpful. And I'm sure we would both appreciate that. So, with that being said, here you got the oh goodness, I put that down too quickly. You have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Um, and I guess I can sort of type this up as I am like move this deck out of the way. But the Nine of Swords is like you guys can hear my clackety clack keyboard. So the Nine of Swords is basically about recovering or reevaluating. So I'm just gonna go ahead and type it. Sorry for any typos. Okay. So yeah, basically if you want to come back later and try to listen to it at your own time, Sergi is a little unsure apparently, or it seems like maybe something happened in the past that maybe caused a rift, or he went through some really high anxiety, high stressful moments, and he is working on recovering from that. So he needs to get into a better mental space and um needs to get into a better mental space and recover before worrying about anyone else. All right. That was very interesting endeavor. So, all right, up next, Renaud. Oh, I have a few questions that I did not add. Sorry, guys. Um, okay. Trove, I got you added. Hi, I speak the truth. How have you been? Flo, I have you added. I'm doing pretty good. I super excited. Next week is my birthday, so I will be traveling for a dodgeball tournament. So I will not be doing my live. I might do something on Instagram for you guys though. Okay, Renard. Oh, this is actually a it's like a giant mouse pad. Yeah, certainly. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. Just put Q in your question. I'll get you added to the list. All right. So, Renard, you want to know, does the Leo want to commit with you? Let's see. Does Leo want to commit with Renard? Knight of Swords. So I want to say yes, but maybe it's a little too in his head to do it. The knights can be a little uh quick to make decisions, but the Knight of Swords specifically is a little brash and also stubborn. So I feel like ultimately this might not be a no, but it's more of a he's definitely not going to act on it. So I feel like even if he wanted to commit, he might be doing it for like overbearing reasons. So I would be careful. I see this more of a red flag than anything in terms of your question. So I think that there's for your question, I would probably say no. And then to expand upon that, I would say if he says yes, it might not be 100% for good reasons. And I don't mean that to say like he's a monster or anything. I just mean like maybe he is, just sort of settling, or maybe he feels like he can get everything he needs out of you, kind of like an emotional vampire type thing. So I would just keep my eyes open, be careful about this Leo going forward, and just watch out for any red flags. All right, up next we have, and there we go, deck exploding. I told you it was going to happen, guys. So, Soraya, I think that is how you say your first name, right? Soraya wants to know what's next in love. Let's see. I speak the truth. I got your question in. All right, let's see what is next in love for Soraya. One more shuffle. There we go. Ooh, our first major arcana of the night. This is the Sun. I feel like you are going to have some successes coming up. So if you have something in the works right now, perhaps you're going to start to see that come to fruition. And also, I feel like whatever happens next is going to lead to a lot of happiness and fulfillment. And when you think of the sun, you just think of like the warmth and the life and energy that it gives you. So I think you're going to start to see a lot of that. High intuitive moon tarot. Francis, you are up late. But the sun card is I feel like I very rarely pull the sun card. So this is like super exciting to me. But the overall, you're going to see a lot of positivity, like I said, successes. This is just really card of ultimate optimism. So if you have something in the works, perhaps it's going to work out, or you have something really exciting just on the horizon that might not have gotten to you yet, but once it does, it'll make you really happy. So I think you must be meeting someone who really just checks all the boxes for you and really makes you joyful and happy. And it could be a little bit about the person that you're meeting too. They could be someone who is also just a joyous person, someone who has a lot of successes, and either way, I think it results in the same thing, right? You're welcome. Yeah, how late is it over there? I know you're quite a few hours ahead of me. Okay, Jay, you want to know, how does Kira feel since you expressed your love for her? Well, that was very brave of you. How does Kira feel? I don't think she is. I think she missed the boat on that one, actually. I don't think she is reciprocating what you are laying down. And I don't think she's doing it maliciously. I think perhaps maybe she's perhaps just been a little too hurt in the past and can't see the things that are good in front of her. The Five of Cups is more about like not being aware of the emotional fulfillment or emotional opportunities that are being presented to you. So I don't think this is necessarily a you thing, but I think that maybe you telling her how you feel about her might have triggered some anxieties that she's had about past things, past traumas, past, whatever. So I don't think she necessarily responded well, but I wouldn't internalize that. I think she has some of her own little demons that she needs to work out. Wow, it's 1:28. Oh my gosh. I feel bad for being tired at like 7:30. Well, I'm glad you can make it. I need to do these slippery cards. I need to do something over on Instagram for you guys. 1 second, dropped a card. Okay. Let's go on. All right, PR, you are up next. And then we have Trove, Flow, and then I Speak the Truth. Francis, if you want a reading, let me know. And you've been a long-time supporter, so I will definitely pull 3 cards for you, hon. Jay, that is perfect. That's exactly the response that I feel like she needs. And, you know, being patient and understanding is literally half the battle. All right, PR, you want to know, does he want to reconcile? Let's see, does he want to reconcile? So 5 of Swords. It's interesting because my gut feeling is to say no, but I actually do think yes. I had to think about the 5 of Swords for a second. I had a brain fart, but the 5 of Swords in reverse is about reconciliation. So this is a hard yes. I don't know why 5 of Swords always throws me off. I always mix the upright from reverse sometimes. But this is a resounding yes. The 5 of Swords is literally the card about finding resolutions, being forgiving, reunions, and stuff like that. Whereas upright, it's about arguments and tension and betrayals sometimes. So yeah, PR, he does want to reconcile. And I think, you know, being the 5 of Swords, being about all of that that mental thought process and stuff, I think it's been on his mind for a while too. You're welcome. I hope the reconciliation goes well. Trove, yeah, that's an A-okay question. Let me get a nice shuffle on the deck, and then I will pull some cards. And you just want to know how your friends Joe, Ben, and Isaac think about you. John, Ben, and Isaac. Not sure why I read that as Joe. Okay. Do John, Ben, and Isaac. What do John, Ben, and Isaac think about Trove? Oh, we got the Sun card again. So if you're worried about like anything bad or whatever, I think they really enjoy you. And maybe they don't express that in the way that you're expecting. But and I don't know if you heard the previous reading, but the Sun is a card of full positivity, warmth. There's an air of success there. So this seems like a pretty good friend group. And maybe if these guys have been friends longer, it might feel like you're on the outside, but they really like you. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's funny. Only major arcana cards we've gotten all night, and it's the same one. All right, Flo, you are up next. So you want to know, will T, the Aquarius, express his feelings soon? Let's see. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So No, it definitely won't be soon, and um, I don't think I don't think that it would really happen at all. Something has to change. So this card is about feeling burdened and feeling like judgment, even this air of loneliness that's happening. So if T is internalizing things, they may, especially being an Aquarius, they may never tell you. So I also wonder too if he's going through something right now. Maybe that is also what is causing, or I'm sorry, T. I don't. Yeah, you did say it's pronounced good. I, if this person is going through something where they're feeling a little lost, maybe lost their job, or feeling like they are lost in terms of like their family unit, lost a family member, or feeling distant from their family, and then that's kind of what their focus is on right now, instead of you. It and conversely, if you guys had a bit of a falling out, if you guys were really, really close, you could be that loneliness and loss that he is feeling. And in which case, like I said, being an Aquarius, this being the 10, the pentacles, it probably won't happen anytime soon, if at all. So I wish you luck, though. All right, I speak the truth. What are JP's next actions towards you? Let's see. What are JP's next actions? All right. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. A whole lot of Earth energy. I love this. As a Taurus, I'm loving all this pentacle energy happening tonight. So I think that he's going to make a move, just not soon. It's not going to be something quick that's happening. It's something he might be planning out. Oh, he's a Virgo. Fellow Earth energy fellow over there. So the Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings, and Pentacles can be about the family unit. So, and not necessarily like marriage or anything. I just mean like, building a strong enough bond that someone feels like family. So, serious relationships is more or less what I'm talking about. And I think that, maybe this person is finally like, all right, time to start fresh, time to start new, and just kind of go with a clean slate. Oh, if you guys aren't in contact, maybe that's what's going on. If you haven't been in contact for a while, that would explain it. Because, like I said, Pentacles is very rooted, slow moving energy, so nothing happens fast. And I'm sure if he's a Virgo, you're kind of aware of that already. But the Ace of Pentacles talks about finding stability, finding this abundance. So I think this is something that maybe he's been thinking about and planning. If you are more of an action oriented person, maybe you need to like talk about it, be like the catalyst to kind of get the ball rolling. If you're a patient person, then go ahead, wait it out, let him go through the process of whatever he needs to go through, and then go from there. So it depends on on your level of patience is really what it is. But I think that the next actions will be good, and it's level of like just starting from a clean slate, which is awesome. Hi, Grateful Goddess. Intuitive Moon Tarot. I do my bone readings. I actually did a reel recently, but then I got way too busy and I couldn't keep up with it. But if you ever reach out to me, you've been like a longtime follower, so I'll always do a reading for you. As long as, pending time, I will do a reading for you. Yes, I speak the truth. You need to be patient. Grateful goddess, I am doing good. Hope you're doing well. Good evening where I am. Jerica, I got your question in the chat. So let's go up next. Oh, your question is, do you still do the bone reading? Sorry. Intuitive Moon Tarot, if you want a reading, just let me know. All right, Jerica. And sorry, if I missed any questions, please go ahead, put them in the chat again. I moderate my own chat, so sometimes I miss things. Okay, so you want to know, Jericho, what actions you can expect from Jared within the next 3 days. That's so specific. Why 3? Is it because it's the weekend? Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Kind of. Okay, what actions can you expect from Jared within the next 3 days? You're very welcome. I actually have a very close friend named Jerica. She spells her name differently, but I do know my way around a Jerica. Let's see what we have. What can you expect? 4 of Cups. This is interesting. It's a card of apathy. A lot of times being presented with things that you or he might not quite, what's a good word for it? Almost feeling like a little disappointed or disconnected. So there's a lot going on with this card. Sometimes it's hard with one card, but I think what you can expect is maybe he's going to present you with something that you don't quite, it's not quite what you're looking for. So you're going to be a little disappointed. You might, I wouldn't go as far as to say resentment. I don't really see that happening, but I don't think it's going to be something that you want more than what it is that Jared will be providing you over the next 3 days, and it's going to be disappointing. But the thing about the 4 of Cups that I really like is a card of meditation as well. So while you might be a little disappointed, you might be feeling a little disconnected, maybe meditate on it. This card is about being able to tap into your emotions, reflect on those emotions, and then not necessarily make decisions on them, but at least understand what it is you're feeling and why. And I think that might help you move forward. So, especially, okay, so you said that he attempted to reach out, you didn't respond. So maybe reflect on that, meditate on it. And then maybe that might put you in a different mind space, or maybe it'll give you clarity, it'll give you whatever you need in order to take the next steps. So while you might be a little apathetic about the way that Jared's handling things, you can at least meditate on your own responses to it, and it might put you in a better mind space or heart space. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like some things make sense in my head, and then when I try to explain them out loud, it's like gobbledygook. Serenity of Soul, welcome. So I don't have a Q bot. Just go ahead, put your question in the chat, put Q and your question, and I will add you to the queue. Oh, Francis. Yeah, you've been such a great supporter, and I love your channel and your Instagram as well. So gotta support my girl. All right, up next, we have Grateful Goddess. But Jerica, I wish you luck. I know I'm a little hard-headed, so being told to meditate is not like my favorite answer in the world. Grateful Goddess, you want to know if S knew you had a C-section previously? All right, let me shuffle some cards. Serenity of Soul, I have your question. You will be up next. The queue is moving quickly today, but it's remaining very short. So let's see. Did S know you had a C-section previously? Eight of Cups. Yeah, I would say yes, but I don't think that it was something. Yes, but I don't think they cared. Meaning, like it didn't bother them, or it wasn't something that they thought was a bad thing. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. Oh, Jerica, you're so sweet. Oh, and everybody, if you're enjoying your readings, enjoying watching other people's readings, make sure you give me a like. And if you feel so inclined to subscribe, I would love that as well. But so the Eight of Cups is a card of withdrawal and a loss of interest. So I don't see it as being that negative. I feel like they knew, but they didn't think that it was something that either negatively or positively affected the situation. It was just like a fact, if that makes sense. So it's just a fact of something that happened, but it's not changing the situation for them. So it's something they knew and then they promptly put behind them. I think that is probably the words that I'm trying to say. Yeah. So if you were worried about how they would respond to it, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, Serenity of Soul. So you want to know if a tenant will leave in September without causing you issue or physical damage. All right. This is where I always caveat that I am some random person on the internet. So if you ever need to seek legal advice for situations like this, make sure you do so. But get that out of the way. Let's see what the cards say. Let's see if your tenant will leave in September without causing issues or physical damage. Will the tenants leave without causing issues? First repeat card, and it's back to back, or first back to back repeat card, I should say. So I think they will. They might be a little bit of a headache. They might be hard to communicate with, and maybe take a while to get back to you. But I think they will leave. I won't say that they won't be a little bit of a headache, but I don't think that they'll probably just try to put everything behind them and move on and go on a better, do not better, but different things. And which strikes me as good for you, and like just wanting to be done with a situation and move on. So hopefully that's what happens. And getting this Cups card, that's about the right timing, I feel like. Interesting. So yeah, you'll have to let me know how that goes. I wish you luck as well. And remember, like I said, if things get a little hairy, consult your legal team, property manager, whatever. Grateful Goddess, you're very welcome. Thank you, Sunny. So the queue, I've caught up. So if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Serenity of Soul, good luck. I know dealing with like slightly nightmare tenants can be be very stressful. All right, let's see here. We have SGS. How's your Scorpio currently feeling about you? Let's see. How's the Scorpio currently feeling? 10 of Swords. I think they're still hung up on the breakup, whether it was mutual or not. I think they feel like they got the short end of the stick here. They're feeling really betrayed by you, and you know, however things worked out, everybody's perspective is their own. So this is from their perspective. So maybe they're feeling like a little worn out and beat down by how things ended, and they were just like mentally drained. So I think I think this person's feeling a little stressed, tired, worn out when thinking about you and how the relationship ended. And I know I never like to give people like bad information, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So hopefully things turn around. And if it was something you that happened recently, it's kind of to be expected sometimes, depending on the nature of the breakup. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm not laughing at you, but when you said that, SGS, all I can imagine is like, am I the drama? I'm not the drama. So I feel like he's probably one of those people. If like he was the one, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm just like getting on a soapbox. Why is it when people are like the cheaters are the ones who get so upset when you break up with them? Like, son, you were the one cheating. Why would I stay with you? And then they end up being so dramatic, just like you said. So yeah, he's the drama. Christine, will you achieve the goals related to your career this year? Oh, I like this question. Let's see. Will you achieve your goals related to your career this year? Let's see. Knight of Swords. Yes, they're always hurt after the ones who ruin the relationship. Like, you're the one who did all this. Nobody told you to go out and do this, and yet here we are, and now you're upset about it. So the Knight of Swords, I will say yes, you will achieve your goals, but I take this as a warning on how you achieve those goals. So knights are generally very energetic. They have a lot of passion for what they do. And so that's kind of where I see this yes coming from. But the Knight of Swords can be someone who is a little brash, maybe a little too determined, and can come off as overbearing. So be careful not to rub people the wrong way while you are going along this path to achieving those goals. But I will say, ultimately, yes, within the year, you will totally achieve the goals. Just be careful about how you come off. So I just have a general tip link, SGS. Whatever I don't really like have a set number, whatever you'd like to charge. And if you do, I will pull 3 cards and maybe one of these oracle cards, depending, whatever I get the vibe for. Christine, I love how you're like, oof. But yeah, I think that sometimes when you're goal searching, you're trying to achieve your goals. I know I'm like this. I can get a little like laser focused and don't realize I'm kind of coming off a certain way until my friends are like, "You got to calm down." All right, next up we have Sunny. Does your romantic interest W think that you're compatible? Wondering about the stagnant energy. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Does Sunny's romantic interest W think that they're compatible? Ooh, okay. Yes, but um the emperor can be a little yes, so I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. So the emperor can sometimes be a little bit domineering. And I feel like in this instance, perhaps not controlling, not in a bad way. I don't want it to take it that way, but perhaps sometimes, when people are a little type A people, this is what I'm trying to get at. Perhaps this person's a little type A, and when things aren't exactly how they expect them to be, they might shut down a little bit, which is what's causing this stagnancy. Um, because I don't think that you're incompatible. I think that they just don't know necessarily how to adapt to that compatibility. And it maybe this person's set in their ways, or they've just sort of been single for a while and they don't really know how to navigate the relationship thing. So I think that might be a lot of what is happening because the emperor is about being powerful. There's a sense of structure there. And when you invite people into your life, you have to give up a little bit of power. You have to be flexible, which counteracts this sense of structure. And I think they're just trying to find their place in it. So um, I don't think they think you're incompatible. I think they're trying to discover the compatibility. And it's just that like storming phase of getting to know someone and figuring out how you fit in. But ultimately they like you. It's just, oh, you've been single for longer. I wonder if you're the emperor then. No, I still think maybe oh my gosh. I wonder if they see you as the emperor. That's so interesting. Okay. All right. All right. That makes so much more sense. Not more sense. It makes the same amount of sense. It's just I pinned it on the wrong person. But okay. So they are trying to figure out how to fit into your life then. But I don't think that it's a compatibility issue. Like I said, I've, and I guess I should caveat compatibility could mean different things to people. Um, I see compatibility as just being able to have a connection and make each other happy and so forth. And how you do that can change over time. So compatibility isn't really like how you fit in, it's more like the connection you have. So I think they're trying to figure out like, okay, how can I fit into this person's life? How can I adapt to the type A personality? And that I don't think that's anything good or bad. It's just kind of a thing that happens. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think just give them time to figure it out. Maybe, spend more time with them. Um, Communicate, whatever it is, however you guys have been going through the motions of this relationship, if that makes sense. Oh, that's so funny. I totally thought W was the emperor, but you are the emperor, Miss Sunny, or Mr. Sunny. I'm sorry. I don't mean to assume your gender. Okay, so hey Taylor, how you doing? All right. Let's see what we have for Mr. Right. All right, I'm hitting the 8 o'clock mark on my clock, so we are going to be closing the queue. Let me just make sure. You're so welcome, Sunny. Thank you for waiting and hanging out. Okay, it's Miss Sunny. Okay, that's what I kind of thought, but I don't like to assume. Let's see. Do the cards see? I'm gonna change that question around. I'm gonna say what is in the future with your romantic relationships. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I feel like it's not our first reverse card, but it's the first reverse cup card. So I think what will happen right now is before you enter any kind of like romantic relationship, you need to go through a phase of learning how to open up and be vulnerable. The Ace of Cups is almost like it's like it's like you're pouring out all of the uh, emotions, but not in a sense like you're pouring it out to someone. It's more like you're pouring it down the drain so that way you don't have to show it to someone. So that's something that you need to work on. And there's also this element of like if you think of like turning a cup over real fast to hold that emotion in about like repressing it or just not being able to express your emotions. I think you need to go through this phase where you learn how to release that. And that can open you up to a lot of new things emotionally, uh, or I should say, relationship wise. Because until that happens, you're always going to have this disconnect um, on an emotional level, if that makes sense. You're always going to be stagnant in the new beginnings department. So hopefully that helps. Taylor, you will be my last reading. What is going on with your elder son's education? Is he taking his responsibility seriously? Okay, Shweta. You're welcome, Keith. Let's see what is going on with his education. So I'm going to sort of ask the first question, but sort of think about the second one, just because with one card, it's too much question for one card. So I'll just kind of handle it that way, just so you know. Oh, got the Emperor again. So actually this answers the second part very well. It's definitely he's definitely taking this seriously. And I wouldn't say that I would say that he's taking it seriously. Now, whether you realize it or not, I think that maybe things just kind of got away from him if he's been struggling, and he's starting to finally put in place some structure and yeah, I think I see it as structure. Starting or organization. There's another good word for it. He's starting to finally structure and organize himself in a way that he can better himself. That just takes time. And especially that's why I think you have this major arcana here. This is something that is he's going to have to set up so it stays with him for quite a while. It's like kind of creating a new habit. So I think education wise maybe a little bit of struggle, but I don't see it as something that is detrimental. And especially with the Semper card, I don't see it as anything that's insurmountable. So it just has to get through it, kind of basically put his head down, grind it out, and basically set a plan and put it into action. So, but the Emperor card is, like I said, a card of power, structure. I really like the Emperor card a lot. Maybe that's why I've been getting it a lot today. Oh, and also the Emperor is a card of success. It's another one of the cards of success. So I think even though he might be struggling now, ultimately he'll be successful once he finally finds like a groove. So don't worry too much. Just give him some time to figure it out. All right, Taylor, you are my last reading of the night. One last good shuffle here. Yep. Shweta, ultimately, it'll be good. Just gotta get there, you know. Life's not without its journeys. Okay, what does Spirit want you to know, Taylor? Let's see what Spirit has for you. What message does Spirit have? You're welcome, of course. One last shuffle here. This is the third time I pulled the Sun today. Interesting. First time in reverse, though. So I think I'm curious if Spirit wants you to realize or acknowledge that you have been going through like a phase of sort of a downtime, in terms of like maybe you've been feeling a little low energy, depression maybe. I don't like to throw words that harsh out, but perhaps you haven't quite been feeling your best. And I like that it's the Sun card in reverse, because Spirit wants to remind you that while you might be on the downswing of your roller coaster, there's always the upturn. So, you know, you just kind of have to get through it, and don't beat yourself up about it. If you need to, you need just allow yourself to be a little selfish. Allow yourself the time to, okay, you've been in a slump, so allow yourself time to be in that slump, but then also recognize that you were there, and then pull yourself out of it, however that is. I mean, it could be a lot of things: therapy, friends, whatever, shadow work, you know, whatever that process is for you. So if you work with guides, deities, ancestors, anything like that, I think this is a sign, you know, work with them. Don't let yourself feel like you need to necessarily do it alone. But the first step is obviously recognizing you're in this state that you may not want to be in. But I think that they ultimately have your back if you do work with like your guides and stuff like that. And so just I always, in my some readings, I always say find a way to flip that energy upright, because the Sun upright is positivity, happiness, joy, success. And that is what you're going to want to push towards. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these readings. I will try to do something next Friday, but I will be traveling. So I might do something at another time. Sunshine, I'm sorry you missed me. I am closing up for the night. So I am here Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I am here next week, I will definitely get some more readings in for you. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram, and I might do some throughout the week. Alrighty, guys, I will talk to you on the flip side. Have a great weekend.